Time for us to talk environmentally sound. Brought to you by Mason County Garbage. I'm happy to have on the air with me Seth Elsen from the Canal Salmon Enhancement Group. Good morning, Seth.
Hey, how's it going, Jeff?
Good to talk with you as always here in Environmentally Sound. Had Sean Wells up checking out your area the other day, talking with your AmeriCorps volunteers. Looks they're getting ready to wrap things up, and another good crop of AmeriCorps volunteers?
Yeah, they got about 3 weeks left, and so we just helped host one of the sites for the big WSU Master Gardeners garden tour, so we've been really busy putting up new interpretive signs, getting the garden in shape for that, and it's been great, and we're sad to see our members leave, but we'll be excited to welcome another 2 here in September and October.
I was just talking with Jeremy Hicks from North Mason Regional Fire, and he was talking about his AmeriCorps program, and that they, and I had always thought that it was people from outside the area coming to look in. But you can be local, and now it sounds like the age requirement is being lifted.
Yeah, so each year we get a huge range of applicants. We get a lot of people from the East Coast wanting to come out and explore the West, and then we also are starting to get more and more local candidates, which is really great. And so we usually try to go for a mix, and the age thing is really great just because it opens up so many more candidates and the experience that those people bring to the position too.
What's going on with the summer chum in the Hood Canal?
Yeah, so we're getting ready in about another month to start our annual chum trap on the Union River. So since 2000, we've been working to try to revitalize our summer chum runs on the Tahuya and Union Rivers. So summer chum and Hood Canal are currently a threatened species under the Endangered Species Act. So we've been taking on this project. It was kind of a supplementation issue, so we tried to get the number of fish coming back to the Union River big enough so that we could then essentially spawn some of those fish artificially and rebuild the Tahuya. So the Tahuya was one of a handful of rivers in the Hood Canal that had actually been extirpated, meaning we had less than 5 fish come back for 6-7 years at a time, and so it was thought that those might even be strays. And so basically the Tahuya was at 0, and through our efforts, the supplementation part ended a couple years ago, but we're seeing a little over 1,000 fish come back each year, and the Union's built up. We had just over 3,500 come back last year. So
from 5, how would you even know to be looking for the 5?
It's hard. Yeah, we just kind of go through and we do carcass surveys extensively with partners at the Department of Fish and Wildlife, and just look for those carcasses. It's really difficult.
So talk to us about the trapping program, and it sounds like it's a really cool thing to get out there and explore and count nature and things like that. Yeah,
so even though the supplementation part of our project is over, we're continuing to do this citizen monitoring. So it's a really great way. We set up this trap from August 15th to October 15th, and for 24 hours a day, we have volunteers paired up monitoring the trap. So you take you and a friend or a family member, and you go down and you check our trap and get a temperature reading, things like that, and then you actually take a net into our trap and start pulling the fish out and identifying what species of salmon they are, what sex they are, things like that. And it's a really cool way to get some hands-on experience with some adult fish. It's really cool for us because some of our other volunteer opportunities are more with juvenile fish, and so it kind of completes that cycle. And one of the other cool things about it is it's just such a community-driven project. This wouldn't be possible without volunteers, and we have so many community members that stop by and talk to our volunteers. And so in addition to helping us monitor the trap, you're also kind of serving as our outreach person, essentially, and trying to build that support throughout the community for our summer chum salmon. So
what are the specifics then for this? What do you need? Do you have to be a certain age? You're there for a 24-hour set period? Or?
Yeah, so it's pretty flexible. So usually our shifts are about 4 to 5 hours. So we usually have about 8 to 12, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m., 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., and then we have an overnight shift for the hardcore people.
Sure.
There's no real age limitation. We try to have you there with someone over 18. But other than that, we definitely encourage families to get involved, and so it's fairly common for us to have parents and young kids down there. And other than that, it's really open. We just want to try to involve as many people as we can.
So would I sign up for like a noon to noon the next day? Is that the kind of the normal range at like a 12-hour or 24-hour period?
So a lot of people will just kind of do that 4 or 5 hour shift, but then we do have some people who will take a whole 24-hour shift. They'll just sign up for all of those different ones, those 12 to 5, 5 to 10, and through the next day. And so it's really kind of open to you as much or as little as you want to do.
Where do you sign up for this?
So if you go to our website, PNWSalmonCenter.org, on our blog section in the lower left, you'll see a link about the summer chum Salmon Project, and on there it has the info. You can either contact me, otherwise we've got a great online sign up that you can see the calendar and sign yourself up for one of the slots and share it with friends and family and get involved.
What else is going on at the Salmon Center?
Oh, quite a bit. So right now we're, about halfway through the summer. We've got our big stream team program. So for those who might not be familiar with that, each year we hire local students, so either graduating seniors from high school or college students returning to the area, and they are hired to do monitoring on our restoration projects. So doing pre and post monitoring to see how effective our restoration has been. On that note, so with the scholarship, they get a paid position through the summer and then about a $1,500 scholarship. And so to help support that, we're trying to grow the program a little bit bigger like it used to be for us late in the 90s. And so this Friday up at the Sela Inn in Belfair at 6 p.m., we're going to be hosting a barbecue dinner and silent auction to help support the scholarship program for the stream team interns and to help us build that up over the next few years. And so we're getting ready for that event. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff, some guided fly fishing trips in Hood Canal, some great stuff from a lot of our local businesses like the Hardware Distillery and Hood Sport, Brennan Kayak, a lot of cool things. So
you can find a lot of this information, as Seth mentioned, at pnwsalmoncenter.org, also on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube for some great videos and details on upcoming events. You can also call them at 275. I should probably start saying at 360. Yeah. 275-3575. Seth Elsen, good to see you as always.
Same to you. Thanks for having me on.